welcome to Aurelian University. In this video I want to talk about briefly how we can repeat an action with while loops, and we can determine when to stop with another sort of outside variable. So in the last video we talked about repeating coding actions with for loops and how those worked with lists. While loops won't work with lists. They will, or they can work with lists, I guess I should say. They don't necessarily need to. What they'll do is they will execute, this while loop will execute this code continuously for forever until this variable here evaluates to true. So you could read this sort of while number, the variable number, is less than 10, keep doing this code over and over and over again. And so these can actually be quite useful. You don't have to have a predefined list, and I'll show you how this can actually be a little bit dangerous and how you can get a script that runs away into infinity. But these while loops can be quite useful. So this will be a short video. There's nothing too complicated here. But I just want to show you how this is an alternative in some circumstances to a for loop. So lesson 6, hi. And see what we get here is it prints out the number and then is a number less than 10 for all the numbers between from 0, where we start our number at, and up to 9, because 9 is the last number that is less than 10. So really quickly, I also want to show you an alternate way to do this. You can do plus equals 1, and this is a sort of shorthand for number equals whatever number was plus 1, which is what we were doing before. Plus equal 1 just means increment this variable by 1, and it will, in this way, it will only work with integer types or floats. We can do a similar thing with strings, but it's a little bit different. So this will have exactly the same effect. We'll do exactly the same thing. So it's the same syntax, or it's the same meaning as number equals number plus 1. And if you're new to coding, this can be a little bit confusing, because sometimes we try to look at this sort of like algebra. Remember, this 1 equal here isn't an algebraic equal, it's an assignment. So it's saying we're putting the value into the number variable that is whatever the number variable is right now plus 1. So we're incrementing it by 1. Now if we were to do this and then not increment it, we're just assigning it to itself, what we'll get is an infinite loop. So I just want you to see what that looks like, and try to remember not to do it. So remember, with your while loops, you always want to have a clear moment where it's defined where it will stop. Otherwise it'll go on forever. And see, it's not incrementing, so it just prints out 0 is a number less than 10, and it'll do this forever if we let it.